Greetings, Android users. This is Reverend Kyle, your Minister of Mobile Devices, and I'm here with my Nexus 7 tablet, and I've just received my EXOTEK Folio case for the tablet. This just came in the mail today, and I've already opened it up here. Show you how it came. It just came in a plastic bag, so I'm okay with that. US Postal, and it came in a plastic Ziploc bag, and you can see here it says, what does it say? EXOTEK Premium Slim Case for Google Nexus 7 Black, new. Okay, so I'll go ahead and open up the bag here. And like I said, this is how it came in a Ziploc bag. Open it up, put the packaging aside. Okay, so here's the case itself. Open it up, and it had a piece of foam in here. So this is the actual case itself. It is a well, it's either leather or a leather material of sorts. I believe it's supposed to be real leather. You can see here on the front of it, it's very smooth, and it is stitched here along the edges, so that's decent quality. It looks like mine has a little bit of an indent right here. I'm sure that'll go away after a little bit of time. The back of it, there also does seem to be a little dent there, but again, no big deal. I'm not really concerned about that. You'll notice on the bottom, this was something of question. People were asking about what about the speakers. Well, it does look like there are some holes drilled for the speakers. So let's take a look at the inside of it. It's a very smooth, almost like a feltish type material, and again, you can see the stitching here. It is the edges themselves, the clamps, the clasps for the actual device are smooth. They're very smooth, and on closer observation, it does look like they have some sort of, I don't want to call it glue, but some sort of resin or something over top of the corners to make it smooth. So I'm very pleased with that. Now, let's see what it looks like when you actually put the tablet in it. So I'm just going to snap it in here, and it does go around. It looks like these two clamps are very tight around it, and you can see that they go around the top and the bottom very nicely, and the corners are very smooth, and I'll kind of get up here a little bit closer. You can see that they are not obstructing anything significant. There's also these two corners here as well on the ends. Now on the bottom, you'll notice that there's a notch out for the microphone as well as the USB port. And on the top, well, it looks like there are similar cutouts, but obviously they're not blocking anything. On the side, you'll see where the volume control and the power button are. Now there does seem to be just a very bare minimum amount of space in between where the buttons and the edge of the case sit. Now I have to admit that's a little close for comfort, but at the same time it's nice to know that I'm not going to be hitting the buttons on accident. A little bit of a notch here on the edge, and you'll notice that the case itself flips over top and locks in. I mean, it very clearly makes a very solid locking sound. So in terms of quality, I have to admit this this case for what I paid is well, it's actually relatively surprising. You know, just to give you a couple of the features here, if we open it up, you'll notice that there are notches, and the notches themselves appear to be able to hold the device up. Now, the one difficulty is that there are corners here, so you're going to have to pop them out of the corners to set it down. There are two settings. There's one that's relatively upright, and I'll show you the side view here. So that's in the first notch, and then in the second notch it's a little bit lower, and it does sit relatively nicely into those slots. So that looks like the slots are designed very specifically for this device. I'm very pleased with that. Putting it back into the corners is not, it's a little different than what I expected, but hey, I want it to be able to hold the thing. Now if I close it and then I open it back up again, the device comes on, and that's because there is a magnet in the case. So this is what you would call a smart case. Now I am going to show you here, I do have a little magnet, and I'm going to just show you here that there is a magnet and it does actually catch, so that's where the magnet actually lies. Now one of the problems that I have seen just in playing with this case is that it doesn't always work. It is a little inconsistent. The more I played with it, the more I realized that if I want it to work, I really want to slam it, not slam it down hard, but I want to use a little bit of force to close it. And in terms of opening it, it always seems to work okay. I have seen some reports of people who have been very delicately closing it and very delicately opening it back up, and it hasn't worked. And when I first got the case, I have to admit, it didn't work like I thought it would. But after playing with it for, well, all day today, it did actually start to work very well, and I got used to the case. One of the other comments that people were making was that turning it around all the way was forcing it to turn on. And I have to admit, I have yet to be able to make that happen. So the case itself, when flipped all the way back, is not forcing the issue. It's not making it turn back on. So in terms of a smart case, this is by far the best that I have seen. Now I do want to show you in comparison in terms of width and the depth of the whole thing. Here is the ASUS case that I bought with my tablet, and in terms of height, now obviously this doesn't have the tablet in it, but in terms of height, it is a little bit thicker, and I would expect that. And in terms of, I'll just show you that here, there is a little bit more girth to this case, and that's fine. I would expect that to actually happen. Now again, I told you I was playing around with this case for most of the day, and I did find that holding it all the way open like this, that you do have this notch right here, and you learn to appreciate it for what it is. I mean, you're not going to be holding it like that or anything, but it is something that you need to get used to, because it does actually stick out quite a bit when you have the case open like that. Now, the other thing that I found very interesting is that when I'm playing games, like I was playing Real Racing 2 on this device, I noticed that my fingers fit perfectly into these little notches when I'm holding it, and my thumbs actually go right there on the edges, and I can touch the bezel. So in terms of a driving game with a car, this actually works out relatively well. So this case, in my opinion, is definitely bang for your buck, the best thing that I have seen so far. I do want to show you this here where the connectors, the 4 connector ports are. Obviously if a case or a dock or something comes out, it would have to come out of this case. So just to throw that out there as well. I paid $8.99 for this case with free shipping. The price on Amazon.com shows currently it's $6.95 plus $4.99 for shipping. I believe that that's only in the United States. I can't speak to international shipping. But the price of this case, retail, according to Amazon, is $60. Now, I'm assuming that this is real leather. For $60, this case, I don't know if I would pay 60 bucks for it, but I definitely like the idea of paying $9 or $10 or even $15 for this case. This case, compared to this case, apples to oranges. I would definitely use this case over this case any day. So in terms of the ASUS case, I probably won't use that ever again, if at all. I do really like this case. I do want to recommend that you get this. At the time of doing this video and buying this case, this is the best case that I have seen so far yet. There is no spot for stylus, there's no paper, there's no binder, there's nothing like that. I don't see any reason why this right here is going to deplete in its strength anytime soon. It seems very sturdy. I do really like this case. So EXOTEK did a good job. They're giving this as a good price, and I do recommend checking it out. So this has been Reverend Kyle showing you the EXOTEK Folio case for the Google Nexus 7 tablet.